Good evening. It is now 6:45, 1.0, opening of meeting at 6:45. Is there a need for an interpreter by anyone? I don't think we need it. Will you say that in Spanish, Madam Interpreter?
¿Alguien ocupa un intérprete de traducción?
Thank you. 2.0, call to order. 3.0, roll call. Adrian Mejia.
Here.
Merced Zamora.
Here.
Freddy Espinoza.
Here.
John Alvarez.
Here.
Sabrina Gomez is not here. And myself, Alice Lopez. If we can all please stand for the flag salute.
Ready? Salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Four point zero, adoption of agenda. 4.1, adoption of the agenda is requested as presented with the addendum to remove 13.1.2.
Second.
We have a motion by John Alvarez, second by Merced Zamora. Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried for all. If we can just take a moment, I'd like to, Mr. Mejia to introduce himself.
My name is Adrian Mejia. I'm the Associated Student Body President at Farmersville High School. This is my first year as president. I play sports. Right now I'm doing cross country, and I plan to do track in the spring.
Thank you. He's our student board member for tonight and a couple more nights, right? Thank you. And we'll get back to him a little bit later. 5.0, consent calendar. 5.1, approval of the regular board meeting minutes for October 14th, 2025.
Motion.
Second.
Abstain.
I'm sorry?
Abstain.
Oh, okay. We have a motion by Merced Zamora, second by John Alvarez. Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? We have 301 with Mr. Espinoza abstaining. 5.2, approval of released warrants dated October 9th, 2025 in the amount of $812,403.12. October 16th, 2025 in the amount of $229,756.92.
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion by John Alvarez, second by Freddy Espinoza. Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried for all. 6.0, awards presentations. 6.1, student board member report.
Good evening, Board President Lopez, school board members, Superintendent Mendez, school administrators, teachers, and community members. My name is Adrian Mejia, and I am the Associated Student Body President here at Farmersville High School. It is my pleasure to be here tonight as a representative of FHS. Tonight, I would like to share some activities happening at Farmersville High School. With our FHS academics, the second grading period is coming to an end this Friday, October 31st. Our teachers and students are working hard to increase student learning outcomes and ensure all students are college and career ready. Our high school students had an incredible experience at SciCon. They spent their week exploring nature, learning through hands-on activities, and connecting with their classmates in a whole new environment. From hiking the trails to participating in team challenges, they embraced every moment with enthusiasm and curiosity. It was awesome to see them step out of the classroom, volunteer their time, and enjoy learning in such an inspiring setting. Volleyball. On Thursday, October 23rd, we celebrated senior night. Our Aztec girls team wrapped up their season, full of learning, teamwork, and determination. Through every set and every match, our girls played with heart fighting for every point and never giving up, no matter the challenge. Congratulations, Lady Aztecs. The Farmersville High School cross-country teams delivered strong performances in the Division IV races at the iconic Mount Sac Invitational over the weekend. Sophomore standout Nathan Mentado led the boys with a 9th place finish, while Riley Zamora placed 14th and Perla Lattis earned an impressive 3rd place for the girls. 14 Aztec runners advanced past the first gate, gaining valuable experience as the team heads on to their final races of the season. As football comes to an end, we extend our heartfelt thanks to every supporter who came out and cheered up for our team every Friday night. We are proud of the growth, perseverance, and teamwork shown by our Aztecs football team. The team is already preparing to make next season the best that Farmersville has seen out on the field. The Farmersville High School's girls golf team wrapped up an outstanding season, finishing 2nd overall in league. The team was led by strong performances from senior Clarissa Ortiz and junior Chloe Silva, whose consistency and leadership guided the Aztecs throughout the season. Chloe Silva earned a medal in the league championship tournament, placing 3rd overall, an impressive achievement that reflects her dedication and skill on the course. This week, we celebrate Red Ribbon Week and the Spirit Week, full of lunchtime activities and dress-up days. Lunch on the Lawn is scheduled for tomorrow, Wednesday, October 29th, beginning at 12:30 p.m. We are proud of all of our students who continue to represent Farmersville High School with pride and determination, both in and out of the classroom. In closing, I would like to thank the school board and Superintendent Mendez for the opportunity to share great things happening at Farmersville High School. Go Aztecs!
All right. Thank you, Adrian. Great job. As always, if you need to leave to do homework or whatever, you can leave at any time, okay?
Can I go right now?
Thank you.
A bunch of homework.
Smart kid. Good job.
8.0, public comments. Members of the public may address the board on any agenda item or other item of interest within the subject matter jurisdiction of the board before or during the governing board's consideration of the item. The board is not able to discuss or take action on any item not appearing on the agenda. Pursuant to board policy, the board may limit individual comments to no more than 3 minutes and individual topics to 20 minutes. Please begin your comments by stating your name.
Good evening, board. We do have two, but before we go there, the board asks that during public comment, everyone be respectful of the speakers. Members of the public shall not interrupt or interject while another person is giving their public comment. During the public comment, there shall be no use of foul language. Should a member of the public have a concern about a specific employee, we ask that you direct those concerns to me following this meeting so that the concerns can be handled through the proper procedures. Please do not use employee or student names during public comments. School board and members here, we do have our very first one. It would be Mr. Jason Miller, public comment, transportation and MOT.
These are for my second one. I'm gonna do two, because apparently I love to speak up in public. If you don't know me, I'm Jason Miller, transportation supervisor, ground supervisor, so on and so forth. We got a good 25-year good driver. I'm looking for the right one. Yes, I found it. A 25-year good driver award for Victor Flores. And so I went to, what it is we go to Tulare, we go to junior high over there, CHP's there, superintendents are there. My fault for not telling Mr. Mendez. There was emails, I thought he got one. I'm, not great on emails anyway, so I'm kind of new to the situation. But anyway, we all went. It was a good thing for Victor. He got a watch from the county kind of thing from the CHP. It's a good thing, and I'll read the speech it's a little story about Victor. It says, good evening, everyone. I'm Jason Miller, Farmersville Transportation Ground Supervisor. I'm here to introduce Victor Flores, which he's not here, he's actually driving tonight, for his 25-year accident-free bus driving. I've known Victor, aka the Eagle, for 25 years. Vic has always taken any trip to anywhere for the students in Farmersville. One trip in mind was on a Saturday. Now, I'm sure I will get some of the facts wrong, but if it was clear enough to travel in a bus when he left. Victor was on his way to Fresno via the 99. And as he drove, the fog settled lower and lower, and as he slowed down, using protocol that he learned, he opened his window and he could hear crashing in front of him and all around him. Fearing other cars would crash into the rear of him, he kept driving around as he saw crashes in front of him. So he kept driving through crashes that he saw in front of him that had already happened. He drove around the wreckage to keep the children on his bus safe. Finally, he ended up in front, and I come to find out, I did my research after, this was all from memory. This was a 120 car pileup on 99 in the fog. As the fog cleared just enough, he could continue, making it safely to his destination. I thought that was pretty awesome, right? You gotta be calm to be able to do that. So as I became the supervisor in Farmersville, I knew I could count on Vic to take that last minute, end of the day, oh, we forgot trip. Myself and the students at Farmersville Unified wanted to thank Victor for just being that guy. He doesn't drive as often or even at all these days, so I don't get these texts and voicemails that say the Eagle has landed. Knowing Victor is back at the shop. But I know whatever Victor is doing, he's doing a great job. From myself and FUSD, thanks for everything, Victor. So that is the first one, congratulating Victor. This, I'm gonna give you guys some pamphlets. And with the pamphlets, I'll say it in the speech too a little bit. It's just pretty much 3 or 4 days of what MOT does. And then the very last one is a trip sheet. And we get a trip sheet every Thursday, sometimes a little bit later, just because sometimes trips come in late for the following week. And that's just last week's trip sheet. I'm sure with basketball, soccer, boys and girls basketball,
Golf.
and all these other stuff going on, our bus trips are gonna rise probably 5-10-fold. So this one goes, I gotta get closer to the microphone. Good evening. The papers I hand you are just a few days of work here in the school district by our transportation and maintenance teams. As you can tell, we keep very busy with the grounds, painting of facilities, busing, and maintenance of our school district. We officially have 6 bus drivers and 2 maintenance crew. Our 9th person at the shop drives a route in a van, and what he does is we were transporting a child that was in a car seat. Wouldn't go on the bus, so we had, I think the district bought him a car seat, we put him in the car seat, drove him to Hester, drove him home. And then we had one kid for a wheelchair. We have a wheelchair bus, we used it before we got this van, but we're looking into buying a van for the district. It's just much easier to go on field trips and stuff with that one van instead of getting a bus with the railroad crossing, having a bus driver. We have very few bus drivers that can do it. He also helps with students who get on a wrong bus or do not have an adult to pick them up at the bus stop. We have had great success using him to get students back to their schools and home safely. The last paper I handed you was last week's trip schedule. And we had several trips last week. The times for those trips are to the right of who is going and where. So it says who is going and where they're going, and then the times of the trips. So if you notice, some days we had day trips right at 3 o'clock. We would have day trips 8:30 to 2, 9 to 11, going to Visalia or something like that. Well, that's taking a bus driver away. And as I said before, we only have 6 bus drivers. Maintenance helps daily with routes to make sure children get to school and home safely. The time between routes, we mow, edge, blow grass, paint fields for the high school, junior high and Freedom, fix sprinklers, trim trees, shrubs, and unwanted weeds, help maintain the FFA farm grounds, beautify the district office so it looks nice when we have visitors, maintain a nice football stadium, baseball fields, grounds in the district. But if we're on field trips and buses, these jobs don't get done. Grounds and fields overgrow and grass gets too high inside the schools for the students. With bus trips every day, guys are working 40 to 60 hours overtime every month. And this is 6 guys. So obviously that's gonna lead to driver fatigue. And if you don't know what that is, it's not a good thing being a bus driver. So just, I'm looking for a little help. I'm sure it's not just our department. We are one of many departments that make up Farmersville Unified. And we're asking you, the board members, for some help. Talk to us when you see us. Ask us how we're doing. We'll tell you. Some of us have been in this district 25 plus years. That's a long time in one job. We know what we're doing. We know how to do it. We know everybody in this district. We love this community, and we work hard to maintain it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. We're gonna have to invite Mr. Flores here so we can also recognize him. Thank you very much. There's another card.
No, yes, excuse me, there is one more other card. Mr. Greg Gomez, public comment, bus schedules.
Good evening, Madam President and Mr. Super. I wanted to tell you about what happened to my daughter yesterday. She's a 7th grader at the junior high. Her class was dismissed 2 minutes late, and understandably because, after what was explained to us, it was, a teacher should be able to do that without having she should be able to maintain discipline in her classroom without any kind of problem. So it's not that I'm here to talk to you about, but because she was 2 minutes late, she missed the bus. And she wound up having to stay at school until 4:30 when I came out of work. They called my wife. My wife doesn't drive. The only other driver in the house is my oldest daughter. She works in Hanford, and it's not possible for her to come here and pick up her sister. So the next in line was me. I was ready to get into a meeting at work, and I couldn't leave. So I wound up not leaving until 4:30. And I want to thank Mr. Sanchez and his staff at the front office for watching her as long as they could until she could wait outside until I could pick her up. But my request is that you guys look at the bus schedule and make sure that it makes sense. The last bell is at 2:30. That's the dismissal. And apparently you have to be at the bus stop at 2:30 to get picked up. You can't be 2 minutes late. I know Mr. Sanchez had asked that you all hold the bus until 2:35, 2:40, but if you look at the Blue Bus schedule, the first stop is in Cameron Creek at 2:37, so it already puts them late. And because you all are in charge of the bus schedule, that's why I'm here, and that's my ask of you, is that you look at the schedule and just make sure that it makes sense, so that if a child is 2 minutes late, that they don't miss the bus to get home.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was all the cards?
Yeah, those were the cards.
Okay. 8.1, superintendent comments.
You know, I had Mr. Miller's speech. Mr. Miller had given me the speech, and I'm thankful that he came in and it was delivered from Jason, since he was the person that delivered it at the 25-year awards for Mr. Victor Flowers, as we call him, Mr. Flores. And Mr. Miller, thank you so much for doing that. Thank you for representing Farmersville Unified School District. I had 3 phone calls from 3 separate superintendents that night, talking about how eloquent you presented and how awesome that of a man Victor Flores was, or is, excuse me. Yeah, yeah. So I do want to say that. Thank you so much. And we do need to highlight the great things that are happening. Always, right? We tell the story. So thank you for telling the story that night, to the point where other superintendents are recognizing the great things that are happening in Farmersville. I don't want to steal the thunder. Mr. Miller did an amazing job presenting, so that was it. That was his thing. So I do want to say this, Farmersville up.
Thank you, thank you. I just wanted to mention, our student rep mentioned the lunch on the lawn tomorrow at the high school. And what they will have available for adults is pozole, chicken, and pork. So if there's an adult that wants to purchase a lunch tomorrow, that's what they will be having. There will be no vendors. So just a FYI. Thank you. 10.0 K-8 issues. 10.1 approval of Kiwanis donation to Farmersville Junior High Builders Club.
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion by Merced Zamora, second by Freddie Espinoza. Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried for all. 10.2, approval of Kiwanis donation to Farmersville Junior High FFA Club.
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion by Freddie Espinoza, second by Merced Zamora. Are there any questions?
Nope.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried for all. 11.0, high school issues. 11.1, approval of AVID students to Stanford University and San Jose State University on November 17th, 2025 at Palo Alto and San Jose, California.
Second.
We have a motion by John Alvarez, second by Merced Zamora. Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried for all. 12.0 curriculum. 12.1 approval of revisions to 2025 through 2026 school plan for student achievement, Hester Elementary.
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion by Freddie Espinoza, second by Merced Zamora. Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried for all. 12.2, approval of amendment, independent contractor SLP for the 2025 through 2026 school year.
Motion. Second.
We have a motion by John Alvarez, second by Freddie Espinoza. Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried for all. 13.0 personnel. 13.1 approval of classified personnel, item 13.1.1.
Second.
We have a motion by John Alvarez, second by Merced Zamora. Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried for all. 13.2 personnel action report, information only. Fourteen point zero, board business. 14.1, consideration of any item any member of the board wishes to have on a future agenda or provide a written update. Merced?
You know, I was on the website, and I know that there's a couple of stuff that's just outdated. To see if we could update the website with the student achievement of where our students are. regarding the grades.
Are you asking the CASP scores, the
Yeah.
newest CASP information?
Yes.
You want that on a written report, or just to come back at next
Just,
meeting?
yeah, just to come back and see if we could, what's the delay on something prevented from,
I can share, that information is embargoed, it hasn't necessarily been officially released, so we don't have that to post. We have aggregate data, a lot of information, so that doesn't happen until end of October, maybe early November, where we can actually have all the information to post.
okay.
Are you
That's
satisfied?
fine. Yes.
The CASP, it's always funny, right, because we're so data-driven, but usually the data that we need comes to us late from the Department of Education.
Anything more?
That'll be it.
Okay. Freddie?
I know we're moving into different sports, and so just want to make sure the kids are taken care of, that they have everything they need, balls, gloves, anything that's needed. Maybe connect to the sports director, just see if any requests have been made and if we've executed those for them.
Okay.
Mr. Alvarez?
Nothing.
Okay. And on that, Mr. Espinoza, do you want that a written report, or just come back, just a written, or come back and make a presentation, making sure?
Yeah, presentation would be great.
Are you talking about high school, junior high, or both?
Does everybody have a sports director, or is it just one individual?
Well, we used to have one. Do we still have one at the
We
junior
have,
high?
we have an athletic director at Farmersville Junior High School, and we have a athletic director at Farmersville High School. So we can get a written report if you like. I know for some of them it's tough, it's their own personal time.
If, maybe we could do one time and one the other, just to kind of see where they're at, and then
I think it also depends if they have an event that night, if they have a sports event. So if you don't mind, maybe they can provide a report indicating what their status is on all their equipment and uniforms? Would that be sufficient?
yeah, that would be great.
Okay.
And then the wish list with it.
The whistle, what?
Wish list,
Oh, the wish list.
and the wish list.
So,
for all sports,
so
you know what I mean?
each side has a budget.
Yeah.
We have to stay inside that budget. Once we start adding wish lists, I remember as the athletic director, Mr. Sanchez was an athletic director too, we always had that needs and wants, right? But we always made sure that the wants were exercised a little bit more. So I know in the written report, each side has a budget, they stay inside the budget. We do provide the standard. There are times where we do really good on the budget, there's some extra, so we purchase certain things every other year on a rotation.
Is it based on number of children, or is it just flat fee? What is,
When it comes to the budget for the,
for each side, or different?
working with the athletic directors in the last couple of years, it's, they go back off of the previous year's data, and then they add a certain percentage depending on how things are escalating with price.
Can you just give us the last couple of years, just the budget numbers for both junior high and high school? I think that would help us out figuring it out.
It's just like the COLA, they have to increase. You know what I mean?
And I know that at the junior high, for the volleyball game, some girls had the number on the back, some girls had the number on the front, so, you know,
I think that's the principle, is what it is. We went through that too, I mean,
So-
officially, they want to see the number in the front, but there's, it's a whole new uniform, so they gotta buy. a new
so we
uniform.
need to figure out just what's going on, so we
Yeah.
can just get a report on that, it's
Yeah.
fine.
And I'll share that we usually do a rotational basis. Yeah, if it's like every 4 years, so it'd be football, junior high, football, volleyball, because they're in the same season. Maybe this year they got priority, and then second year would be
Well, I
soccer.
understand the
Yeah.
rotation part, but you would think it'd be all the same uniform if, you know, going over, not mixing them up. But if we can just get something on that, please. We want them to look uniform.
Mhm.
Because I've put in my 2 cents on everything, I'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
Okay. 15.0, business services. 15.1, approval of Tulare County Office of Education state preschool program meals.
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion by John Alvarez, second by Merced Zamora. Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried for all. 15.2, approval of budget revision report number 1. I believe we have a presentation. Is that what you're,
For the following
for the
item.
following one? Okay. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion by Merced Zamora, second by Freddie Espinoza. Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried for all. 15.3, Go Bond Citizens Oversight Committee update, information only. And then,
And it's really, good
It's just
evening, board.
information.
My apologies.
It's just information.
Yeah, just wanted to walk you through the agenda item. There is a budget report that was presented to the committee. And it's basically a year-to-date report. So I'm gonna pull mine out if you wanna look at yours, and I'll kind of walk you through that budget report. And then I'll complete this part of the agenda with the audit reports that are also coming up on the next agenda item.
okay.
So as you know, the Citizens Oversight Committee has been meeting. We have been keeping them up to speed on our GO bond. At this last meeting, our focus was on the recent issuance, bond issuance that we processed and have finalized. And so that is the budget report that you have in the agenda, in the board packet. So we covered that issuance with the Citizens Oversight Committee. Again, they're a committee that we work with just to report on any activity that's going on with regard to the bond. You can see that, and I had already reported to the board previously about a month ago, but we needed to catch them up to speed, and so we decided that we would sort of lump the issuance and then also the audit reports that were really the other big piece of that meeting. And so I don't know if there's any questions on the issuance. I know I've covered it about a month ago, but that was one of the agenda items. If not, I'll jump over to the audit reports. So one of the requirements for bonds is
Let
that
me
we.
call that one real quick.
Yep.
15.4, approval of Go Bond audit reports for years 2023 and 2024.
Okay.
No, not yet. He's gonna present first.
Oh, that's 15.3.
15.4.
If I go fast, please let me know to slow down. All right, so as you can see from the transmittal, I did provide a summary on the last couple of years. So the first audit report ended in 2023. Second report ended in 2024. So we're supposed to be doing these annually. We're just now getting caught up with those audit reports. And so just to summarize the 2023 audit report, you can see that the major activity that happened that year was that first issuance. And so in the summary, and you should have also received your packets or booklets.
Yes.
And these are a little more detailed, but I will say that because there hasn't been much activity, what you're really gonna see in this were the practices of the review by our independent auditor and what they reviewed. So general ledger reports, financial statements. But because there was really no expenditures, there's really not a lot of activity to report other than the actual revenue that came in through the first issuance in 2023, which is in that first column on the transmittal. You'll see that our total assets for that year, after paying out legal fees and consulting fees with the firm that we work with to sell that first issuance, was $2.7 million. So that is what, at that year, we received and was at our treasury account. There's no findings, there was no material weaknesses. there was really nothing other than to report the revenue that we received from the first issuance. So it was a clean audit report. And so in this part of this agenda will be for you to vote to adopt these audit reports. So just so you know, first audit report, there was no findings. And it was really just a summary of the revenue that we received. Come following year, I'll go into 2024 now, which is the right column on your transmittal, and I've summarized it there for you. There was no issuances that year, but we did earn some revenue, $169,000 in interest earnings. And so that year, our total assets were $2.9 million. So there was no expenditures, no findings. And so again, another fairly clean audit report. Same practices with reviewing financial statements, general ledger reports, that I work with the independent auditor to provide these items to them. And then they, of course, follow certain regulations and how they, and practices of how they review our financial reports and statements. So there's really not much more to report with these audits, other than we were in the works of getting the last year's audit report finalized, hopefully by the end of this year, so by the end of December. And so then when that's done, we'll reconvene with the Citizens Oversight Committee and present that to them before we come to you and present that next audit report. So that, I went fast, but that is the summary of these two audit reports. And so once we finalize the one from last year, we'll be up to speed, and then next year we'll do the one for 25-26.
If we have any questions, I can entertain a motion for discussion, or,
No, hopefully we just got a discount because there wasn't a lot of work for them to do.
Yeah, no discount, but certainly that's something we can work with them on.
is there a motion to approve?
Second.
We have a motion by John Alvarez, second by Merced Zamora. Are there any questions? All in favor?
Okay.
Opposed? Motion carried for all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Monroy.
17.0, future meeting dates. 17.1, November 14th, 2025, special meeting, board tour of facilities. November 18th, 2025, and December 9th, 2025.
Do we want to look at the calendars? Everybody's good?
Everybody's good, right, with those dates?
So only one meeting in December, right?
Right,
Okay.
just one meeting.
And one in November.
2 in November.
Oh, the tour.
Okay,
Gotcha.
20.0, adjournment to closed session at 7:23 to discuss 20.1, conference with labor negotiator, GC 54957.6. It is the intention of the board to meet in closed session to review its position and to instruct its designated rep, agency designated representative Manuel Mendez, name of organization FTA/CSCA/management. 20.2, public employee discipline dismissal release complaint, Government Code 54957. 20.3, conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation, significant exposure to litigation pursuant to subdivision D2 and E of section 54956.91 case. So we go into closed session. You're welcome to remain. If you guys just have a few questions, we can, you can talk to somebody that's available, wants to take some questions. We'll give you maybe 5 minutes. Just, anybody? Special board tour, if you could wear it. Okay, we'll return into open session at 8:17. 21.0, action taken on closed session items. 21.1, conference with labor negotiator GC 54957.6. It is the intention of the board to meet in closed session to review its position and to instruct its designated rep, agency designated representative Manuel Mendez, name of organization FTA/CSCA/management. No action taken. 21.2, public employee discipline dismissal release complaint, Government Code 54957. No action taken. 21.3, conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation, significant exposure to litigation pursuant to subdivision D, 2, and E of section 54956.91 case. No action taken. 22.0, adjournment at 8:18.
Second.
We have a motion by John Alvarez, second by Merced Zamora. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried for all. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much.